Can you hear me? Testing. Oh, good. Well, I'm just checking out my website as it is at the moment. Let's take a look. Just a quick page I created. I'm already logged in as Jim. Let's go see all the users. Marjolaine has used it a little bit. I created an account for this guy. I don't know if he's ever logged in. Me, I started to upload some content though. And I uploaded a couple of books completely, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and As a Man Thinketh. And I added a cool feature yesterday, kind of worked out nicely, where I'm calculating based on the transcript, the LR grid file. I'm looking at that and calculating how much of the audio is actual content versus just like filler material, like intro music or outro music, things like that. So just by looking at the LR grid file and seeing what have you marked as comment sections, I can isolate just the salient parts of the audio and text. So here's an audio file for chapter 1, and it's a total of 7 minutes and 22 seconds, but I'm able to look at that and at the transcript and actually determine that only 6 minutes and 54 seconds of that is real useful audio. The rest is 28 seconds of fluff, just extra content. I'm also taking a look at the text in the transcript and seeing that there's 5,341 characters in this transcript, not counting the white space or any punctuation. So really only counting a character if it is either a letter or a digit. And I think it works for hopefully lots of other languages as well. Like Chinese, it'll know what's a real character versus what is a punctuation mark. So that's pretty cool. And I can also calculate how many segments the audio has been split up into in the transcript. So just by looking at this number, I can see that on average there are 37.8 characters per audio segment. So that's a good indicator to see how well have I synchronized the audio and the text. How fine-grained have I done that? So just by glancing at this page, I can get a good idea about what's the situation for all the synchronization of all these chapters. Then I added one other thing on here, which sounded cool. I realized I could basically calculate how fast is this person speaking, because I know how long the salient part of the audio is, and I know how much text they're speaking, supposedly, during that time. So if I just divide the text divided by the audio, I can calculate out here, this is 774 characters per minute that they're speaking. Characters per minute, that makes more sense with something like Chinese, but I think it's also going to make sense with other languages like English, where you normally would want to calculate words per minute. So I think what I can do is simply store characters per minute in the database for whatever the language is, and then just estimate how many words per minute that would be. So based on English, you would say there's like 5.1 or 5.2 characters per word on average. So I can just divide this characters per word divided by 5.1 and get an estimate on the words per minute that they're speaking. So the cool thing with that is that you don't really have to mark your books as being beginner level or advanced level. There is going to be indicators to indicate what the level is, and I think speed is going to be a clear indicator. So just based on the speech speed, the talking rate, you can tell this is going to be a beginner content because they're speaking really slowly, things like that. So I can open up the aligner real fast here just to show how that thing looks. I also should show some Chinese content. I'm much more interested in that. I added this loading audio. I should turn that into a progress bar though. I believe that shouldn't be too hard to do. Taking its lovely time. There we go. So this is all intro part. I just mark it as intro and it's a comment. So here we get to the real meat. This next paragraph break is the title section.
Chapter 1. Down the Rabbit Hole.
Okay, so that's working pretty well. All the way at the end, after all these paragraphs, I have one more paragraph section that's a comment section.
End of chapter 1.
So, all the irrelevant parts of the audio are marked as comment sections. So, just the part that has good content can be counted. Okay, so that's pretty good. You can view it in the player. Loading audio, done. Intro section is here. You can now click on even the commented out sections to play that part, or you can click on the normal parts of the text.
Alice was beginning to get very tired of
All the way at the bottom, end of chapter 1.
End of chapter 1.
That's that. Go back to the book. So for the book, I can calculate the total audio in terms of the substance, all the substance parts of the chapters. You can see listening to all of this, you've got almost 5 minutes of fluff. And I can calculate the overall speed for the book. So I can just kind of summarize this book and say, this is how fast they tend to talk throughout the book. What else? Let's take a quick look at maybe some other content. I started to upload the Chinese Reading World. So I've only uploaded a little bit of it, but just looking at the beginner versus, for instance, the advanced, you can see a difference in the speed. So here's beginner. I've got just a couple of units uploaded, 10 chapters each, but it was kind of cool. I can see how well I've done with the segmentation. I've got 6 characters per segment or 4 characters per segment. That's pretty nice. But look at the overall speed. The speed is like 130 characters per minute, 160. That's a little faster. But you know, 111, 120. So that's the speed for this beginner level Chinese content. And overall, here's our overall speed for the 20 chapters, 129. 129 altogether. But if you jump over from beginner content over to something more advanced, well, let's just go into the advanced book. I think I have something here. Well, only one chapter. There you go, the speed is 186, much faster. So that's really cool. I was very pleased to see that I could calculate this, and I think it might be relevant. So if I'm a beginner, I'll be able to hopefully search this website by speed and maybe say I don't want anything that's faster than 150 characters per minute, or I can choose words per minute, just depending on what language I'm searching for. So I'm excited by that feature. That looks really cool. Yeah, I also need to add some features like for finding content. I mean, like filtering this list by language, or even searching the whole website for content. So there's a lot left to do there, but I'm pretty happy with how this thing is shaping up. I guess that's about it. I'll get back to work on it.